Hi students, this is Jamie Parker, Director of Field. This video is intended for hybrid and part-time students who are working. So I know there's a lot of anxiety around field, so I wanted to give some extra information just to your group that wasn't sent out in the other email with all the general information about Marketplace. So I kind of want to start off saying that this placement, Field 3 and 4, is not guaranteed to be in the evening and on weekends. And in fact, most of the agencies coming to Marketplace will not have only evening weekends available. So let's talk about some other things that I want to address about your schedule, and then we'll talk in the next slide about evening and weekend hours. So you do have your degree plan around field can be flexible, meaning that your degree plans, a lot of them say that you do spring field 3 and summer field 4. But what I actually recommend is that you start field 3 in the fall and continue through and do field 4 in the spring and continue your hours through the summer if you're graduating in August. This allows you 3 semesters to complete 480 clock hours versus trying to get them both done in one semester. So if you're graduating in May, if you've got that option and you were to start field 3 in the fall and field 4 in May, that means you have to successfully complete both courses by the time graduation hits in those 2 semesters. So, which is fine, and you're welcome to do that, but any of you that are working and feel like you're going to be needing to do less than 16 hours a week, you're going to want to extend over several semesters. So you want to actually back up when you start field. You could start this summer, you could start in the fall, and you could extend out your hours, assuming that you find an agency who will also agree to let you come in for less hours a week. Some agencies that you're interested in may require that you do 24 hours a week, and you're going to have to sort of make a decision on if that agency or if that opportunity outweighs sort of what your other scheduling demands are. So you'll want to ask an agency if they require more than 16 hours a week so that you can either pursue that or go on to another agency. Most agencies aren't going to let you drop down to below about 12 hours a week, but over the course of 3 semesters, that should allow you to reach the 480 required hours. So again, I would check your degree plan, check when you're graduating, and back field up just a little bit so that you've got some room to breathe at the end of your degree plan, because you have to finish all your field courses and your hours if you're graduating in that semester. Some of you also have the option to do a block placement. So if you want to finish all of your coursework and then do both field courses in one semester, you have that option. So some students will finish all their coursework, and then in the summer they'll do field 3 and 4, and that's the only 2 classes they're enrolled in, and all they're doing is field. This allows them to either take a leave of absence from work for the summer, or if you want to transition into a different social service job, this allows you time to wrap up at your employment, do field in the summer, and then hopefully have a job in social services on the other side of the placement. So you do have the option of doing both field courses in one semester, and that is what is called a block placement. And you could do that in the semester that you're graduating, or you could do it the semester before you're graduating. One of the other things you can do is field at place of employment. That's always been an option. So you have that ability again if you work in a social service agency and you want to explore field at place of employment, make sure you reach out to Navisha. If you know of an agency that we're not already affiliated with that you would like to explore that may have a schedule that would accommodate your needs, then you can reach out to Navisha as well and work on seeing if we can affiliate with that agency. If it's an agency we're already affiliated with, then you should go through Marketplace, or you should contact us to talk about contacting that agency. The other thing is Marketplace really is designed for people who live inside the greater Houston area. So if you really do live outside the greater Houston area, then you should contact us directly anyway to start to locate agencies that would work. So most of the agencies that'll be at Marketplace will be concentrated in the Houston area. So there might be a couple of agencies from Montgomery County, Galveston County, and Fort Bend County, but it will just be a couple. And that is listed on the sheet that you got. Okay, let's move on to talk about what evening and weekend is. Okay, so what does evening and weekend hours mean? So what is a flexible placement mean? So on that spreadsheet that I sent you with all the agencies coming to Marketplace, we asked them to self-identify what sort of hours they have available. And a lot of them check evening and weekend hours, but they doesn't mean that they have exclusive evening and weekend hours. So that what it could mean is that they're open one night a week until 7, and that maybe they have a Saturday 4-hour shifts just on Saturday. So, but they'll require you to be there during business hours. So that just means that they may have options of extended hours or some time on weekends, but most of the time, it doesn't mean they're exclusive on evening and weekend hours. So you're really going to want to figure out sort of what that means for each agency. Just because it says evening and weekends doesn't mean that they have exclusive evening and weekends. In fact, from what I know, most agencies do not have exclusive evening and weekend hours for advanced clinical placements. So that is something that you're going to want to work with the agencies about, and also be careful about how you navigate this conversation with agencies. After last Marketplace, agencies reported to us that students were sort of walking up and just saying, like, do you have evening and weekend hours at your agency, instead of sort of first engaging in a conversation around, like, what is your agency, what sort of experience do you have, and then sort of going into what are the scheduling needs that you have and can they accommodate them. I think this is an important point in terms of when you present to an agency, like, this is the only time I have available for field, and can you accommodate me? That's sending a message to them, sort of, that you may not necessarily be interested in what they're doing or what you can learn from them, and that you may be too busy to be in field. So you're really going to want to spend some time thinking about how you can create flexibility in your schedule, and then sort of what kind of flexibility you're going to need from an agency. So, and what that means is that you need to start talking to your employer about how you can be flexible, or figuring out a plan for your life that will allow you to be in field during some time during business hours. So that's just something that's going to be required from most agencies at Marketplace. It's a requirement of the degree program. It's a requirement that you're just going to have to work on figuring out how to get field in and allowing time during the business week. So again, I just want to recap that you've got some flexibility with enrollment, so you can spread out your time. And then also you really need to be working on figuring out how your schedule can be flexible and how you're going to approach that with agencies. So you should be going to Marketplace. You should be interviewing with agencies. This is your time to get connected to those agencies and figure out where you're going to do your placement. I hope that this helps. If you've got additional questions, please reach out to me or Navisha. All right, thanks.